Hi guys, this is Isabella here, and welcome back to the channel. So today's video, as you guys can tell, we are doing an anti-MLM reacts video. Oh my gosh. You guys have been obsessed with Plexus recently, and so have I. Today is going to be a wonderful video diving into some really bad things that you guys have sent me. A little bit worse than what we've been seeing with Plexus. If you guys haven't seen them, I always have an entire playlist of Plexus videos. I will have linked in the description below. But nonetheless, I've been starting to dive into Plexus and a problematic leader and her training specifically that I have found to be intriguing, but a very good representation of how this company is problematic and the truth in these companies and these teams. So today we're going to actually be reacting to a couple of short videos that are in connection to this top leader that are really messed up, to say the least. Some of you guys actually found this individual and this top creator, this top leader, and you guys started sending me some of her trainings and some things that I actually missed and I didn't see, but they are definitely the worst. So anyways, before we hop into today's video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell button down below so that you'll be notified of every single video I post. And now without further ado, let's hop into this anti-MLM reacts video. Let's go. Okay, so I did just wash my hair, and part of it's like still damp. So I'm trying to air this thing out. We'll see. All right, guys, so the first thing we're gonna react to is from what I can see, this is a in-person training. So I didn't realize this, but I guess there are certain MLMs that have more in-person trainings. Totally different for me, but nonetheless, I love looking into those. So they're hosting a physical in-person training, not a Zoom call. They filmed it though, but they have physical people and an audience in front of them. So I would love to see how bold this person gets. I had a subscriber send this to me and said, girl, you're gonna wanna react to this. So, all right, it says, you have not because you believe not. What to do with self-doubt in your Plexus business.
Right. Okay, guys. So excited to hang out for our February. Are we in February? February in-person training. What a room full of people. I wonder if Friday nights are the better night than Saturday. Huh. Y'all, we have a room.
It's the weekend? It's a weekend and you're hosting an in-person training? I'm sorry. I thought there was supposed to be, like, I'm just saying. Weekends usually are off for me unless I choose to arrange my schedule in a specific way, because I do technically work for me. The last thing I'd want to do is be in a room full of pyramid scheme lovers on a Friday night. But again, some of these people are brainwashed, but still,
full of folks. Okay. So for those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Christina. Yeah, I hope you do know who I am. I'm so excited to talk. We're going to talk tonight about basically belief at some really deep levels. Okay, so we're going to start kind of backwards. Usually when I do a training like this, I talk about the belief in the product, belief in network marketing, and belief in yourself. But what I'm finding is that people generally can go get belief in the products. They can go get belief in the opportunity, but what has been taken from them for the majority of their life is belief in themselves. And
okay, I know I'm gonna let this play. I do have to throw this in here though, because I'm thinking about it, and again, my memory's ass, and I'm gonna try really hard to keep up and tell you what I think about it. One of the biggest things that I really drives me crazy is their focus on belief. I like to call it brainwashing, but you know, the belief in the business, and they always blame it on you didn't work hard enough or you didn't believe in the business enough. And it just really blows my mind how there's people that I'm sure are probably newer and are in this room right now that maybe like, what are they supposed to believe in if they haven't seen any true results? You know what I mean? The belief thing gives me very much icky vibes and very, nope.
I think that's the problem. When somebody hits a wall in this opportunity, it's not because all of a sudden they've decided products don't work. It's not because they've decided network marketing is only for special people. Those are some objections they give themselves, sure. But it generally stems from a lack of belief in themselves. And so we're going to look at kind of, first of all, why that is, so that you'll know as a leader moving forward what people are bringing to your table, right? Because most of the time, what they deliver to you is the end result. It is not the actual current circumstance, right? They come to you kind of like we all are, kind of broken people, right? Can we agree that we live in a broken world? We're sinners, right? Saved by grace.
Ah, shit. Okay, so is this I'm wondering if this is gonna have religion incorporated into it, which again, like, you guys know I'm Christian, but I know that there's a certain line that's crossed a lot of the times with MLMs. I'm Christian, but I also know that I shouldn't be shoving shit down people's throats. You know what I mean? That's weird. That's my personal belief. No, we're not doing that. But I have a feeling that that's the way this is going to be approached. And also, I love how she mentioned we come from a broken world and a lot of us are broken. So to me, that simply just signifies, again, that the majority of people that are entering this business are broken people, aka vulnerable people, which is the easier target. Because this is something I do like to highlight is we don't see people that are doing well on their own usually jumping into a company like this. Most of the time, it's vulnerable people that are needing something and are missing out on something.
The good Lord. But it doesn't even matter successes people have had or failures that they have. They're somewhere along the line. We went from kids who would wear whatever they wanted and think they were beautiful on top of the world to all of a sudden one day realizing, oh, that's not acceptable. Oh, I've got to conform. So we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. Okay, guys, it feels like it's really easy to get your wagon knocked over, right? Strutting down the street, there you are, just full of self-worth. Think about kids. Think about Rhett. Do you think he gives a ding dong what he wore tonight or what y'all were going to think about it? He is 100% confident that he is living his best life. All of you were that way at one point. All of you were on top of the world, high and mighty, right? And then one person with one perfectly timed comment knocked your self-esteem right out the window. Someone you trusted and respected criticized you. Sometimes it wasn't even a criticism. It was just the way you chose to receive it. Somewhere along the way, you had one negative thought that perhaps maybe you're not good enough. Or even worse, you look to the left or to the right at somebody else's wagon. And all of a sudden, your wagon wasn't good enough. And so just like that, your wagon's tipped over, right? Lots of reasons why people don't believe in themselves.
Okay, so here's the thing. This kind of makes me sad because I really wish these types of like motivational speeches were like used for good, because like what she's saying is true. I, for one, have definitely dealt with self-esteem issues. Oh my gosh. The past 6 months that I have focused on to retrain my mind to literally not fucking hate my body is unreal. Or feel like I'm not good enough. It's hard. It's so difficult. And I know so many of everyone that's, viewing this, so many people around the world have had that experience of where they question themselves due to seeing other people, comparing themselves to another person's experience, etc. That is something that is very, very real, and it does affect how we believe in ourselves, absolutely. But again, I don't like how we're preying on that vulnerability. Again, I don't know why I can't say that fucking word. I'm so sorry. Why are we focusing on that and turning it into an uplifting talk about an MLM, right? Like, why couldn't we just, I would at least respect it a tiny bit more if we were just talking about, like, having more belief in ourselves, like, outside of everything, like, just as people. The argument of we don't believe in ourselves and that can really affect us, yes, that's true. Using it now and twisting it into, this is why you don't believe in your business, fuck that.
I don't care how confident a person appears, just know this generally applies to everyone. Every level of success, every level of happiness. You look at somebody and think she has everything in the world that I want. No, this applies to her too. Some of you, I'm the her. You look at me and think I have everything you could want in your life. I got problems too. Okay. So you don't believe in yourself because, number one, someone told you shouldn't. Your person on your team who you feel like you have to constantly encourage, someone along the way told that person they shouldn't believe in themselves either. It's why you feel like you're doing double and triple work to encourage somebody, because someone along the way told them they weren't worth it. Somewhere along the way, someone told you you shouldn't believe in yourself. Probably wouldn't work out for you. You don't believe in yourself because you fear failure. And you fear failure because you focus on all the times you failed. You fear doing it again. You fear what it must mean or say about you if you fail. Sometimes it's not even the failure that you fear. It's the shame you attach to the failure. And sometimes that shame is just self-imposed. Think about...
You know what really pisses me off to no end is the fact that we're having this conversation of people being scared of failure or the shame. But the problem is most people that leave an MLM, that's what they feel. That's literally what is caused by people like this, is the shame because it didn't work out for them. And it didn't work out for them because they didn't work hard enough. Give me a break, Karen. It was because it was literally set up to screw them over. It was set up to where it was literally not feasibly possible unless they recruited insane amounts of people. And it breaks my heart because that's exactly why I've talked so much about MLM horror stories. That's why so many people and so many creators have had those series, because they wanted to anonymously share people's experiences, because some people felt too much shame or felt too embarrassed or were too scared to speak up because of the people that they had to leave in the MLM. So they wanted to have their experience shared because it was important, but they were too scared to do it on their own, which again, I can't even imagine experiencing that. That's horrible. That's terrible. Ironic how they're like, oh, they're scared of the shame. Okay, well, when people, sorry, not sorry, but when top leaders like this create the shame of people for people when they leave, you're part of the problem.
Think about my journey when I was not maintaining the rank of Emerald. Matter of fact, I hit it one time and did not maintain it for almost an entire year. My team had no idea because I showed up like this every day of that non-maintaining year. This is how I showed up. I knew where I would eventually get. But as the Hawaii trip crept closer and closer, I knew in my brain, if I don't make it back to Hawaii, my team will know. And I attached shame to that. My team would have let me just stay. Would they have noticed? Sure. Would it have been an opportunity for me to teach them something? Yep. Just like it was when I missed rank by 3 points. But we attach something to the fear of failure so that it becomes even mightier than the hope of success. So you fear failure, so you don't believe in yourself. You know why else you fear failure? Why else you don't believe in yourself? Because you focus on the lack in your life instead of the abundance. Guys, somebody somewhere is praying for your problems right now.
Okay, I don't genuinely like this argument. I don't like that. This is something that I don't like simply because I don't love the whole comparison of struggles. Just because, let's say, I broke my ankle, but you for some, like, have a really bad migraine, like, I don't want somebody to look at me, for example, and be like, oh, well, it could be worse. I could have a broken ankle. Your pain is still valid. I don't think I mean, like, mind you, there are some things that are worse, but I don't like the invalidation of pain and difficulties that's bothering me right now.
They would give anything to just have your problems, no matter how big your problems are. Somebody somewhere has it worse, and they are thinking, man, if I could just have what she had, I'd be on the right track. So you focus on the lack in your life instead of the abundance. And I'm telling you, doesn't matter how far someone has made it, they do the same thing.
Okay, one more thing that I just remember. I'm so sorry. Again, I just remembered this. So when she's talking about failure, this is something that I'm starting to kind of think about. So I have mentioned in a previous video how so many people have had an experience with an MLM, whether it was someone cold messaged them, someone recruited them, maybe they had left the MLM, maybe they're still in the MLM and watch this. So many people, honestly, a lot of the times we really can't meet someone that hasn't had a run-in with a multi-level marketing company. So we've all had some sort of connection to it one way or the other. And a lot of us have heard negative things about it because so many people are connected to it. So when she says there's so much fear of failure attached to it, it's like, I think the fear of failure is high because so many people have an experience or have been connected to someone or something that has affected them because of an MLM. And me personally, and again, this is just my personal experience from looking at starting a business, like an actual legit business versus joining an MLM, the fear of joining an MLM, I feel like so many people see as a higher risk, because how many people do you see usually say, I had a really bad failed business? Most of them don't. But the people that have had a bad experience with an MLM usually are really high. Just from my personal experience of witnessing this kind of stuff, or witnessing family even, most people haven't come out and said, oh yeah, like my small business failed, fuck this, I'm never gonna do it again, versus, yeah, I was literally pulled into this predatory company, fuck this, I'm never doing it again. You know what I mean?
I was 4 weeks out from bikini competition. Do you think I stood in the mirror and said, look at all this progress I've made? No, I stood in the mirror and said, can't believe I have this little bit of fat right here. Can't believe this is still jiggling. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how far you get. You still have a choice. Do I focus on the lack or do I focus on the abundance? It's a choice. It does not matter your circumstance. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what problems you have going on. Don't care what circumstances in your life. You have a choice on what you focus on. And what you focus on will always expand. Always, always. Make sure nobody's in the waiting room. Terrible at this, but they are great. Okay. Another reason you don't believe in yourself. You've never had the support you need to build up your self-esteem. This is going to hit some of you the wrong way. Listen, by the end of this training, y'all will either love me or you won't. Some of you have come back, so you expect it. Some of you, this is your first time, and you might not ever come back. But listen, you've never had the support system to build up your self-esteem. I mean this in the nicest way possible. Get over it. Get over it. Stop claiming, wah, wah. I never had this. I never had that. No one get over it. Love yourself enough to figure out how to get over it. Another thing, if you claim to be a follower of Jesus, you don't get to pick and choose what in the Bible you believe.
Oh, Christina, I am so glad we brought this up. I am so glad you said we don't get to pick and choose. Because here's the thing, I'm a Christian, but I'm not perfect. And I feel like in my opinion, this is where I'm at in my faith. As long as you're just a good fucking person and you are doing the best that you can, that's it. That's all. I'm not gonna be, no. But what I will say is, it's not being a very good human being if you're encouraging a scam. Again, I can't judge where she is on her faith. I'm just saying, according to what I know in terms of Christianity, God does not vibe with the whole concept of using people for financial gain like that. That's not the vibe. That's not the thing. So it's kind of funny to me how she's like, you can't pick and choose. Okay, if we're gonna follow that then, Christina, why don't we follow it completely? You do you. I'm not saying she can't. I'm just saying don't be preaching to the choir saying, oh, you can't pick and choose when you pick and choose yourself. That's not cool.
Believe certain parts of it, then you must believe what he says about you. So get over it. Find your self-esteem and your identity. You don't get to pick and choose. If you're not a believer, it's another conversation we need to have.
Again, if you're not a believer, that's another thing that no. We are not going to play the whole, let me force you to be, no. That's the last way to have somebody be interested in a religion. What the hell? That's a separate conversation. How about you keep things to yourself and separate? That's what we should have. You should be able to keep certain things separate and not force people to believe in certain things. And also, where and again, I'm asking the audience right now, you guys, it does Plexus state that they're like a Christian company? I don't know. I've never looked into it. Either way, though, you can maybe be a Christian and own a business, but no, we need to not have a line cross where that's what we need to be forcing people to believe in.
Nay! Okay, so maybe. Now, on a serious note, if you've never had someone come alongside you and tell you that you're worth it, tell you that you can do it, look around. Link up with people who will. People in this room, they'll tell you. People in this room, they'll tell you. Stop associating with people who are also over there whan and crybabying about what they don't have. You want somebody to teach you how to build yourself up? It ain't them. If they could teach you how to build yourself up, they'd have done built themselves up. It ain't them. They are not the movers and the shakers. They are the weepers and the whiners. You associate with them, guess what you become? Have you ever heard the saying, if you lay with dogs, you're going to get fleas? It's a really rude thing now that I think about it. But it's true. You don't get to lay around with.
Okay, so here's the thing. Again, do I understand where she's coming from? For me, for example, there are some individuals I don't hang out with anymore. And again, this was like a long time ago, but there's certain people that I don't hang out with anymore because maybe they caused problems for me to where I couldn't truly uplift myself or I couldn't like grow as a person. Those people do exist, and that's okay to cut off toxic relationships. Absolutely. But I think we start transitioning into regular people that just don't agree with the company then when she's talking. Because I've heard this individual discuss things in regards to like, oh, there's the people that are the haters and, you know, they just don't truly care about you. They're just dragging you down. And in my opinion, again, I really don't agree with that whatsoever, because some of the people, and again, I've had a lot of you guys reach out to me, some of you guys that have seen family members and friends get into MLMs, you literally just have their best interest at heart. You want them to see the light because you know what's going to happen to them. And it's heartbreaking. So again, I don't like that saying that she shared. And again, I get wanting to stay away from toxic people, but if it's not toxic though, if it's actual people that are trying to help you out.
And whiners and think, maybe I'll be the one that raises the whole group. It don't work like that. Would you let your teenagers hang out with a bunch of bad influences and hope that maybe she was going to influence them for the good? No. That ain't how it works. You know how it works? It's like a drop of ink in a pond. That poison, that toxicity, it will spread. And what was once nice and clear, maybe it's not going to be filthy and muddy, but it's certainly going to be tainted. So guard yourself. If you've never had somebody tell you that you can do it and you're worth it, let me be the first. You can do it. And you're worth it. The question is, will you? Okay. Let's see. Y'all still doing okay? Hey, Becky. Nobody's left yet, so. I mean, y'all might have left here. Nobody's left here yet. All right. All right, let's see. Okay, so those are reasons why you don't believe in yourself. But there have been times in your life where you've had to prove yourself wrong. Ever gone to a job interview that you were certain you weren't going to get and you walked out of there with it? There have been times that you've had to prove yourself wrong. You have to get back up, flip your little wagon back over, and prove to the rest of the world that you can. Guys, you've overcome obstacles much bigger than building something like this. Much bigger. Exactly. All right. But if you're having a hard time believing in yourself, I got 5 tips tonight. I'm about to change your life. 5 tips. And listen, this is not even original material.
Oh no, this is going to get bad. I know it. There's going to be something. Is this where, and I know one of my subscribers sent this to me, is this where shit hits the fan?
This came from an article. It was a really good article. It was very timely too. Okay. Number 1, write this in bold. Opinions aren't facts.
Woohoo! Thank you so much, Christina, for finally saying something that actually makes fucking sense. You're absolutely right. Opinions aren't facts. I can still say that you're sharing bullshit. If I can have a way of proving it, then it can become a factually based opinion. So let's review, though, factually based information since we want to go down this route. Most people in your company barely make shit. Most people in the, according to the FTC, states that most people don't make anything or lose something. Also, something that we can learn and agree on is most of your bonuses and everything is dependent on recruitment, not actual sales. So what can we infer? All these factual things can make us infer that this is a multi-level marketing company running as a pyramid scheme, kind of running as a multi-level marketing company, but it's an ass hair away from it, right? Okay, let's see what she has to say.
Yep, opinions are not facts. Rachel didn't even know who Sarah Marble is. She was one of the first diamonds in Plexus. She's been a diamond for like 9 years. Okay. So I did a team training for her last night in her team page. And I was talking about some of this same stuff. And I almost said what I'm about to say now on her team page. And I like caught it at the very nick of time. I was like, oh gosh, don't say that. Because I can say it to y'all. But I almost said it to her team last night. But it's just our team. They'll be all right. Guys, opinions are like butts. Everybody has one, and they usually stink. Opinions are not facts. Everybody's got an opinion, and most of the time they stink. Why are we putting so much stock in what someone's opinion of us is? At some point in your life, that's the kicker, at some point in your business, you felt great. Like you were on top of the world. Then somebody came along somewhere and made you doubt. They gave you their opinion and it hurt your feelings. All of a sudden, you believed in yourself less and you took that hurt with you. But what you need to understand is that was somebody's opinion. It wasn't fact. Yet here we are, putting on the coat of someone's opinion. Why? You cannot please everybody. Y'all have heard me say it one time. You've heard me say it a million times. You can be the juiciest, ripest peach in the barrel. And there's going to be somebody somewhere that don't like peaches.
Again, do I think this is a part of the brainwashing process? Hell yeah, because if somebody looks up me or other creators, for example, who talk about Plexus, the things that we're sharing, like, we have proof of it. Like, and it's so funny to me because they literally deny the proof that we have. And they just say that we're opinionated assholes. When most of my information also comes from your own Plexus website, we have an issue. When your own website can debunk the crazy claims that you make, that's a problem. But yeah, do I feel like this is still part of brainwashing? Absolutely. I truly think that she's trying so hard to label people like us as opinion-based, not genuinely fact-based. Sure, I share my opinion, absolutely, because sometimes there's some things where maybe I have a bunch of these pieces of information and a puzzle, right? I have all these little details, all these studies, all these things. They're not together, but they're still separate and very important. But I can share my perspective with you guys where, in my opinion, do I feel like it's true? Yeah, but I have so much to back it up to give you the ideas so that you guys can think about it and be like, you know what, that makes sense.
Someone else's opinion of you is none of your business. And lastly, you would care a whole lot less what people were thinking about you if you knew how rarely they did. You know why? Because they're over there worried about themselves too. Just like you worried about yourself. They don't think about you. And if they are, who cares? Guys, listen, you're entitled to an opinion, but you don't get to absorb everyone else's opinion. Okay, let's think about this. This happens to me all the time because I'm not very fashion forward, but I put on an outfit and I'm like, oh, this is it. And then I send it in a leader chat that I'm in with some fashion divas, and they're like, Now, luckily, their opinion I've solicited, right? I trust them. So then
Hold up, wait a minute. So you're in a leader group? This person's in a leader group and she will send a photo of an outfit? She even has to get outfits approved by top leaders sometimes? Why? What happened to being original? What happened to just being you? What happened to this business accepts all people? Why the hell would you need to adjust to somebody else? That's sad. I will say that is quite sad then. If somebody's trying to hold you to a look and a standard of theirs when it honestly truly doesn't fucking matter. And you know what makes me wonder? Does she carry out that same exact thing onto other people on her team? Because usually we see that kind of stuff trickle down, whether it's a perspective, whether it's a training, we see it trickle down from the top all the way to the bottom. And that's why we see such a very, like, for example, similar editing style, similar ways that people speak, similar posts, all of it. We see something very similar in a very specific style in one MLM. We can see in Monet, Lavelle, all of them have a specific editing style, format, everything. Is that something that's going to trickle down? That's a little bit alarming to me.
Change the outfit real fast, never wear it again, right? But sometimes you put on an outfit and it really is a good outfit. But you let one person unsolicited say something, and all of a sudden, listen, you ran your fanny upstairs and changed your clothes. Why? You really liked the outfit.
Why are you not taking your advice? If you really liked your own outfit, why would you not wear it? That's sad.
I think somebody's in the waiting room. Hold on. Well, I don't know how to find them if they are. So, okay. Here's the thing. They're opinions. They're not facts. It's your life. You get to choose your truth. You get to choose it. Are you that girl? Good. Be it. Who cares if someone says this business is not for people like you? Says who?
Says statistics, Christina, says the income disclosure statement, says the FTC, says literally everything out there besides the people that are arguing for MLMs from an opinion-based perspective.
Wrong on every single account. I can show you diamonds who were just like you. Single mom, got it. Broke, got it. Divorced, got it. Homeless, got it. Drug addict, got it. Been to prison, got it. I can show you Jules, who had all those same stories. Fight me on it. Don't actually fight me on it. I'll be awkward. But I'm just saying, I'm very, very passionate about the fact that anybody can do this. I know lots of anybody's who decided to just be a somebody. Okay, number 2, growth takes time. Man, here's what I hear all the time. I've just been doing this for so long. I'm like, so long? Yeah, like 4 or 5 months. You can't even grow a human in 4 or 5 months. And you're trying to grow a business.
Because you guys are the same people that promise return and promise success and say, hey, you can do it if you work hard. If you bust your ass, you should be able to see some form of progress in that amount of time. That amount of time should definitely be enough. And if anything, funny enough, I think, and again, I would have to double check, but there's many people, I think in Plexus, that have actually promoted like a 90-day trial thing where they're like, oh, just give me 90 days, give me this, and I'll show you. If you're not seeing any change or growth in that time, that is a problem. And expecting people to wait around, it's weird.
Listen, if you ain't been doing this for 6, 7, 8, 9 years, you really don't get to have an expectation of where you ought to be. And I told y'all this truth once or twice. You are exactly in your business where you deserve to be. Period. Don't got to be where you want to be. You don't got to like being there, but you are exactly where you deserve to be. Somebody told me that one time and I wanted to throat punch them. Because in my brain, I thought I deserved to be somewhere else. But she said, you're exactly where you deserve to be. There's something that you've not mastered that you need to master in order to be able to hold the responsibility of the next rank. Thought that made sense. It's kind of why they don't give you birth a baby on day 1 and then on day 8, they don't hand you a 12-year-old. Like there's lots of things you got to master before you can sufficiently parent a teenager. Can I get a yes? Yes. Anybody parent teenagers? Ooh. Listen, basically what I have to learn is how to not throat punch them. It's a skill I'm real good at. Growth takes time. Give yourself.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I don't like that statement. I've had to learn to not throat punch them. A 13-year-old, a teenager? You have to teach yourself to not do that? I sure fucking hope that's a go-to. Like, I get it. Kids are fucking irritating. I know, like, they can be irritating. All I gotta say is, my mother, I love you. Because I was so irritating back in the day. Okay, I was excessively annoying. All right, I just was. Why the hell would you say that? That's just something I have to learn, is not throat punch a kid. Why would you joke about that even? That's not fucking funny. A joke is supposed to be funny. That's scary.
A break. This is so important. If you don't believe in yourself, you are still growing. You are learning, you are failing, you are learning, you are failing. Guess what? When you fail, all it means is an opportunity to try again, this time with a little more wisdom. Good news is you won't ever fail the same thing in the same way at the same time. Failure is just an opportunity to try again with a little more wisdom. Think about the babies learning how to walk. They fall lots of times. And if you watch their little minds work, every time they get up, they're a little more studious. Like they're like, okay, well, that didn't work so well. Maybe I should hold on with both hands to the coffee table. Every time you fail, it's just another opportunity to try again with more wisdom. Let go of the perfectionism idea. Guys, listen, if you came in and thought, well, I really want to be enrolled in 6 months. No, that would be wishing for lots of problems. There are lots of problems with going enrolled really quickly.
Amen.
Lots of problems. And listen, if you're like, man, I never thought it would take 3.5 years to go emerald. There's problems with that too. Everybody got problems. Let go of whatever your little perfect idea is of where you thought you ought to be. Everybody's got problems.
I do get that. And I'm starting to understand and learn again because I don't know all the negative perspectives on being a perfectionist. I'm not going to lie. That is something that I'm very hardcore at, is trying to be as perfect as possible in regards to like what I do, because I want to do my job well. But I understand, again, not having a specific path made out for you. However, I still feel like this is highly inaccurate because if somebody's not progressing or doing well or benefiting these top leaders, there's going to be some sort of blame put on them, even though they're doing the best that they can. So yeah, maybe they have a goal of, oh, okay, shit, I want to hit this rank here soon. And what if they don't? Somebody's going to get them in trouble, whether it's their leader or sideline. Somebody is going to get bothered at them for not doing it well. Preaching that, oh, well, you know, don't have a perfect mentality, it's all in time. Okay, but if your success is dependent on it, you're gonna start getting pissed off with them. You're just gonna start getting bothered, and then it's gonna start affecting them. And then that mentality of, shit, I gotta hit this rank, I gotta do this, I gotta do that.
I keep bending my papers and I can't read my words. No. Guys, the pressure of that perfectionism is slowing you down. The pressure of that perfectionism is slowing you down. It's causing you to doubt yourself. You are where you are on this journey, and that is perfectly acceptable. Wherever you are today, it's perfectly acceptable. So if you're attaching shame to it, if you're attaching frustration to it, if you're attaching any of those things, that's on you. Because I'm telling you, as somebody who is where you want to be, wherever you are is perfectly okay. I was where you are. It doesn't matter where you are. You can be brand new. I was where you were. Everybody starts there. I have been exactly where every single one of you are. Some of you have been there twice. Perfectly okay. Let's see. Oh, here's some truth for you. You are not a list of all your successes and failures. It can either make you feel happy or sad. You are not a list of all your successes and failures. Here's one, if you guys could just adopt it. This is actually how I am people say, how are you so resilient? First of all, I didn't even know what that word meant. But apparently it just means willing to keep getting knocked back down over and over again. But the reason I'm so resilient is because I understand failure is an action. It is not a personal characteristic. Failure is an event. It is not a personal characteristic. A blizzard is an event. Am I a blizzard? No. Failure is an event. Not meeting your goal is an event. It's not a personal characteristic. You can't be failure. Failure is an action word. You're a noun. Welcome to English 1101. You can't be a failure. Embrace your failure and know that you have learned something and are moving forward. What if you guys just got excited every time you failed? John Maxwell says to do that. Get excited every time you fail. The day that I missed Senior Ruby, the first time I ever went for Senior Ruby, told my team we were rallying. Was anybody on my team back then? Anybody? Were you? Right after. Okay. So there's you. Oh, got to preach. Oh, hold on notes. Okay. So case in point, if you're Senior Ruby or below, and you think, well, if only my team would take me the rest of the way, or if only that, look around. No one that was part of my team prior to Senior Ruby is even in this room. They're not.
To me, that says a lot. If no one is there earlier, like how many people left because of so many different problems in the company? If it's so successful, if it's so promising, they left for a reason. And the fact that there's no one left still, oh my God. The fact that she can verbally speak out about how so many people that were there one time are just not there anymore just shows you how much they filter through people. And honestly, that's what happens most of the time is they're filtered through so much to where it doesn't matter as long as somebody is there for the time being. That's fine. They just need to keeping up with how many people they have on a team. And if they can grow that team and keep having people on that team grow the team for them, then they're set.
Here, what if I had kicked back and hoped they would get it together? Kick back and hope they'd catch the vision. What if I just slowed down and said, well, I don't have any leaders yet. I probably won't ever. the team that you have now may not be the team that gets you to the next rank.
Okay, so we're gonna stop that there because that was it for this part of the video. But anyways, can we highlight the fact that 90% of this was talking about a team and belief, not actually selling products. Anyways, you guys, I am super interested in making a Plexus deep dive here soon. I don't know exactly when because I know I want to really perfect it. If you guys are ever interested in talking about Plexus with me, or if you have a horror story about Plexus, any fun details or fun behind the scenes proof, definitely send it to me at IsabelleMichelleLanter@gmail.com. That was it for today's video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all in the next video. Stay glowing, my beautiful queens. Love you. Bye.